Hello all, this is Ashwin again. In this video tutorial, we are going to see what multiple inheritance is and how to implement that thing in Python. Okay, so here is a parent class A, and there is another parent class B. And as you can see, the class C is derived from both the classes, class A and class B. So this sort of inheritance is known as multiple inheritance, where a child is derived from two or more parents. So let's try to see a practical example of this. So let's open the IDLE, the default editor for Python on Windows. So let's create a new file. Let's save the file in the usual location. And I guess I have to save this file in inheritance folder. So okay, so let's save it with a new file name. Now let's create a class A. So mind it that the first program is going to be just a template. We are not going to add any behavior in this program. We are just going to create the empty classes, class A and class B, and then we are going to derive the third class, that is the class C, from this, just to demonstrate the concept of multiple inheritance in Python. Okay. So as I have said earlier, we are going to define it as an empty class and class B. Okay. Now let's go ahead with class C. And let's derive it from class A comma B. So now this will mean that the class C is derived from class A and class B, PASS. Okay, so now even the class C is empty. Now let's define the main function. Okay, so in the main function, let's create an object of class C. So just say obj1 equal to C. Okay, so anyway, we do not have any method in class C, so there is, there is very little we could do with this object C. We can just like define the couple of attributes here itself in the main method. So that's it. So let's define the if condition, if name equal to main, and finally we just like call the main function here, and here we go, the program is fully ready. Now as you can see, the class C is defined as a child class of the parents A and B. Okay, so let's try to run this program and see whether it executes. Okay, it seems that it executes perfectly. So this is the syntax for, this is what we can say that as a template for creating any sort of multiple inheritance program. Okay, so here the class A and class B could be replaced with the real life examples, right? So if you want to see some real life examples of multiple inheritance, then we can say, suppose the class A could be a class A could be fossil powered vehicle. Okay, and then class B could be a four-wheeled vehicle. Okay, so now we can derive a class C by class A and B, child of A and B, as a four-wheeled automobile. We can say four-wheeled automobile. So this is how we can define class C, which happens to be now. So now this is a very practical example where we can see that the class C is a child of both the classes, that is class A and class B. So this is how we can even implement the multiple inheritance in real life examples. Now let's see an important related concept of method order resolution. So let's save this file, okay, with a different file name, because we are going to make changes in this file. So we just want to even preserve our earlier piece of code, and now we are going to add some stuff in this code. So now as of now we have defined class A and class B as empty classes. Okay, so now we are going to define a method, okay, which has got the same signature as well as same name. Okay, so let's define it as def m self, because this is a method, it's not a function, and just like print let's say m from a. So now let's define the same stuff with class B. Okay, and just like change these change the character A to B. Now we have got both the classes where we have defined a method with the same name. Okay, now we are anyway deriving class C from class A and B in the order. Okay, so now when I'm deriving class C from in this order, right? So as you can see, I'm highlighting the code. Okay, so here I'm mentioning A first and then B later on. Okay, so whenever whenever I'm going to call any method using the object of C, so it will check first that whether that method exists in class C or not, and if it doesn't find that method in class C, then it is going to check for the existence of that method in class A. Okay, because I have mentioned class A here first, and then even if that method is not found in the class A, then it is going to find that method, then it is going to search for that method in class B. So in the case like all the three searches are unsuccessful, then obviously it is going to throw an error. But I'm just like giving you an idea like what method is going to be used when I'm going to call the method m with the object of class C. So I'm just going to say obj1 dot m. Okay, so now if I execute this code, okay, it says it returns that m from A. Okay, now let's change the order of the class. Okay, let's change the order of the classes from which we are deriving the class C. Okay, now also we are deriving class C from the classes A and B, but we have just changed the order, right? So earlier we used to derive the class A, class C from the class A first and then class B later on, and here we are reversing the role. We are just like replacing A by B and B by A. So now just let's run the code and we will be able to see the difference. Now as you can see on the screen, earlier it used to return m from A, and now it is returning m from B. Now let's add some more spice into this code by defining the method m for class C also. Okay, so now we just need to make a small change here, and let's execute the code. Let's modify, let's save the code and execute it again. Okay, now as you can clearly see, earlier it used to return the method, it used to call the method from the parent class. Okay, and now it is calling the method from the same class for which we are creating the object, because it is finding the definition of m in this class itself. So in case that's what I said in the very beginning, in case it doesn't find the method here, okay, it is gonna search for that method in the class B. Okay, because we are mentioning the class B here first, and then if it doesn't find the method in class B, it is going to search for that method in class A. Even if it doesn't find that method in class A, then it is going to throw an error, okay, that the method not found or something like that, and it is going to terminate the execution. But the way it is resolving the method here in the during the execution is known as method order resolution, okay, or method resolution order. So it's a very nice concept in object oriented programming and Python. It actually clearly shows us the precedences in which the method is executed, or the order in which the method is called while executing. So this was all about the multiple inheritance and method order, method resolution order in Python 3. Thanks a lot for watching my YouTube videos, and please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Thanks a lot.